Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and today I am back with another list of 10 movie recommendations, and this time we are going over the top again for the often outrageous, sometimes very scary, oftentimes gory and exploitative, but almost always fun creature features that you might have missed. So pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this. All right, so creature features. This is one of my favorite genres of horror films, sci-fi films. I love creature features. I did a movie called Creature Feature. I love to see monsters on film. I love practical effects. And a lot of times I find hidden gems in this that I grew up with, that I discovered later when I became a filmmaker. These films can be scary. They can be very gratuitous. They can be exploitive. That's what they are. But man, they can be a really, really good time. We're going to jump right into the list with number 10. It's one that I have from Vinegar Syndrome on physical media. I'm talking about 1985's Creature. Now, the tagline for this is something like, "It's been sleeping for 2,000 years until now." And I mean, this is part of those that were kind of like the Alien ripoff, kind of B-movie creatures. And it's right there in the title. This creature, this all is like a sci-fi horror creature feature where a group of mostly American-led astronaut scientists, they go to the frozen giant moon of Titan, Saturn's moon, and they find out that their enemy sort of scientists, the Germans, have already crash landed there, and they have all managed to awaken this ancient sort of archaic monster. I mean, it's very, very alien, but this particular being that they awaken, this creature that they awaken, they have to not only deal with it, but whenever it sort of kills someone, attacks them or whatever, those people aren't really dead. It kind of, the entity itself can control these undead dead people. So not only do they have the creature to deal with, they have these reanimated type people to deal with. So it can kind of reanimate those dead victims. So you have kind of partial zombie movie, a kind of an alien theme movie. It's all here. It is absolute B-movie cheese. It looks great on this restored Blu-ray right here from Vinegar Syndrome. And it is definitely in those vibes. If you almost feel like Roger Corman. And I'll tell you, you definitely get alien vibes from this. And apparently the whole production crew on this film went on a year or so later to work on the movie Aliens. So there you go. They kind of got their feet wet right here. A fun movie, and one that definitely isn't worried about censorship. It leaves butt squeeze and all in this movie. Very exploitative in that way. And if you get that reference, you are probably into physical media 4K collecting. But Creature from 1985 comes in at number 10 on our list. Now, number 9 on our list is one that I watched when I think it came out when I was like 11 years old. I am talking about 1990's Arachnophobia. Now, this movie gave me the creeps. I don't like spiders. That's what this is all about. Now, it has a good cast. It stars John Goodman. It stars Jeff Daniels. You have Julian Sands in this movie. And a discovery mission, a research mission, so to speak, to the jungles in Venezuela, somehow uncover this ancient, hereto unknown, I guess, spider that is very deadly. And they bring it back to this small town inadvertently, and they start rapidly multiplying and infesting this small town, and their bite can literally kill you. And they are just kind of spawning out of control. John Goodman cracks me up in this movie as the exterminator. He is so much fun, absolutely steals the show. So you do have those comedy elements, but I'm telling you, if spiders are a thing with you, this movie will literally make your skin crawl, because it's hard for me to watch sometimes, because I got a thing about spiders and snakes. So this one is on that list. It is fun though. It brings those kind of small town, isolated, something's wrong in this small town vibes that I like. So it brings that atmosphere. Partially done by Amblin Entertainment, Steven Spielberg's company. So it has that sort of Spielberg-esque Zemeckis type feel. I believe it was directed by Frank Marshall, who was in with all of them. So it has that feel, but it is a creature feature for sure. You got to check out Arachnophobia if you haven't seen it, from 1990. Comes in at number 9 on our list.
Rock and roll.
Now at number 8 on our list is another one that's done by a big director, but kind of like under the radar sometimes. Now, it does have a beautiful new 4K restoration that was done here recently on it. I'm talking about 1982's Swamp Thing. And this stars, it's a Wes Craven film, and it stars Adrienne Barbeau from The Fog, lots of Carpenter. She was married to John Carpenter, I believe. Ray Wise is in this film. But after a violent accident that involves chemicals and stuff, we got another research scientist here with something that goes wrong. He is sort of turned into a swamp / man plant monster. And he is in these swamps. Now, this was filmed in actual swamps in South Carolina, apparently during a black caterpillar like plague at the moment, and they were falling off trees and constantly biting, stinging the actors. So they were out in this location. So that adds to the atmosphere. You feel the atmosphere in this. And of course, you have the Swamp Thing himself, who has powers, and he's strong from this, because isn't that always how it happens? You also are going to get the topless and beautiful Adrienne Barbeau, who for some reason is bathing in a swamp, cooling off in it. Now, I am not getting into the swamp because the aforementioned snakes and things that are there that I am not down with. But she's frolicking, nude in the swamp, and she comes across the Swamp Thing, who also has to protect her. All of this is a classic creature feature from Wes Craven right here, early Wes Craven. And it is a lot of fun. There is a beautiful 4K out there right now. I suggest you pick it up. Swamp Thing comes in on our list at number 8. Now, at number 7 is one that's kind of like a personal favorite of mine. I don't actually have it, although I just, because I keep thinking there's going to be a 4K of this put out. Now, a lot of these you're going to be able to find on like Tubi, stuff like that, if you want to try before you buy. But I'm going to tell you, the quality there versus quality on physical media, it's going to be like watching different films. So, and you don't have to worry about censorship. This one, that's a little bit of social commentary. This particular movie has a lot of social commentary. I'm talking about 1985's The Stuff. Now, this is literally about a mysterious goop that is oozing from the Earth's surface that just so happens to be delicious. And it becomes the latest and greatest like dessert craze in the world. It's all over the TV, the supermarkets, campaigns, all of that stuff. That's where some of your social commentary comes in about consumer culture, diet food and health food culture, because this is advertised as low calorie and good for you. The stuff is good for you, except for the fact that the stuff is technically a creature, because it is a being / entity that when you eat it, it affects your brain and it just makes you want to keep eating more and more, kind of controls you and controls all your thoughts. There are very satirical commercials in this, like very Paul Verhoeven style, with a lot of commentary in them. And it kind of takes a turn. So it's got a little bit of the Blob factor in this, because you're going to get the military involved. This is a very underrated movie, and I 100% consider it a creature feature. Lots of social commentary here that is kind of right under the surface of the stuff. From 1985, it comes in at number 7 on our list. Now, at number 6 on our list is probably the most recent film, I believe, on this list, and it is one that a lot of people don't talk about, and it is severely underrated. There are a lot of alligator movies out there. The original Alligator, very good film. Lake Placid, absolutely love it. But you're not going to find films like Lake Placid, The Thing, Predator, all of these kind of like bigger Alien. You're not going to find these on this list because everybody knows about these. But this one's one that a lot of people maybe didn't give a chance. I think you need to watch 2019's Crawl. Now, I have this awesome 4K. This movie takes place during a like Category 5 hurricane in Florida in this small town. So this one neighborhood, this woman and her father are basically stuck in their house because of the hurricane flooding waters, and nobody can get in to get them out. The problem is the water is now full of a bunch of really big and pissed off alligators. Now, you're going to find out why some of them are more pissed off and aggressive. So it has a good explanation to that. This movie, as the waters rise, this movie sustains a tension that I haven't gotten from a lot of movies recently. And everything is like reality based, like why these alligators would be attacking, why these people can't get out, why the tension keeps shifting back and forth. Barry Pepra plays the girl's father, the woman's father in this. She's like a college age student. I believe she's supposed to actually go to the University of Florida. I'm a dog, but I'll let that slide. And I believe she's actually a swimmer in the movie, if memory serves correct. I haven't seen this since I got the 4K, so I got to pop the 4K in. But this movie, a lot of people, I mean, maybe the CGI isn't always perfect, but it is pretty good, especially for a movie at this budget level. It's only 5 or 6 years old. I think a lot of people maybe passed on this. I actually saw it in the theater, and it was a very edge of my seat, uncomfortable, shifting back and forth experience. A really well done, intense creature feature right here is Crawl. I highly recommend it. You have the weather aspect. They're trapped. There's so much going on here. I dig it. Check out Crawl. It comes in at number 6 on our list. Now, at number 5 on our list is a fun one from when I was a kid, and I freely admit going in, this is a Gremlins ripoff. 100%. I'm talking about 1987's Munchies. I had a lot of fun with this one when I was a kid growing up. My dad would watch it all the time. It is definitely a horror comedy creature feature. So as I mentioned, it's a Gremlins ripoff, but in this particular movie, a archaeologist, I use that term loosely, he finds this creature when he's doing this expedition in a cave, and they're cute little creatures. The Munchie is a cute little creature. He brings it back, and it is basically stolen by this archaeologist's evil twin brother who is in the snack food business. He makes snack foods, and he discovers that while this cute little cuddly, weird, otherworldly creature seems that way, it is only that way until you kind of like chop a piece of it off and it regenerates another one. It can regenerate other creatures that are not friendly. I'm telling you, it is a Gremlins ripoff, like right down to the Munchie in the little bag being fed, the one good Munchie, and then the other crazy Munchies. A lot of ways it is 100% Gremlins ripoff, but it is a ridiculous, fun, good time. These Munchies are driving down the road, they're shooting, they're wrecking cars. They're eating food. It's fun. All right. And they use a lot of puppetry in this, which I dig. A lot of just slapstick comedy in this. So if you want one that is more family friendly creature feature, this is the one for that on this list. Munchies from 1987 comes in at number 5 on this list. Now at number 4 on our list is a Roger Corman produced film, and I honestly could have done a list of just Roger Corman films for something like this, but this one is particularly one of my favorites. I'm talking about 1982's Forbidden World. I love this movie. This is another alien ripoff. You have scientists again on a distant planet. They have this life form that they're cultivating. It starts to go crazy. It starts to attack people. They can't control it. They got to bring in the galaxy's biggest fixer in order to get them out of this situation. This one is a Roger Corman exploitation style piece in every sense of the word. You're going to get tons of steamy nudity in this one and sexual situations in this one. And just like what I call casual nudity that you would almost get in like a Paul Verhoeven film where it's just like men and women just, you know, they don't think it, they used to portray that with the future. Like in the future, men and women don't care about being, you know, naked around each other so much. You kind of get that in this film a little bit, but this one is definitely an alien ripoff. And it's kind of, I think it was done with the same sets as another Roger Corman movie that it pained me to leave off this list, which is Galaxy of Terror. I think they used the same sets, and they just went after it with a good time. You're going to see, you have a creature, you're going to see the creature in a bunch of different forms as it grows and changes and kills people. It's just a fun B-movie, creature feature, sci-fi, exploitation in every sense of the word, and I love every second of it. I think you will too. Forbidden World, I'm going to do a full review of this coming up soon on the channel, but this comes in at number 4, and it is an absolute blast. Now, at number 3 on our list is one that's probably, I'm going to say it might be the most known film on this list. It came out when I was a senior in high school. I'm talking about 1997's Anaconda. Now, this movie has a massive cast for a B-movie creature feature. You've got Jon Voight. You've got J-Lo in here. You got Eric Stoltz in here. You got Ice Cube in here. You have a young Owen Wilson in this movie. Danny Trejo is in this movie. This movie's absolutely loaded, right, for a B-movie like this. And it's about a group of kind of National Geographic type photographers, explorers that are going through the Amazon, and they end up picking up this guy who is stranded, played by Jon Voight, who invites a lot of trouble onto their little boat and to their expedition in the form of himself and in the form of the giant anacondas that he is hunting. And that's what the whole movie, it becomes a survival horror creature feature as they try to survive him, each other, the elements, and these giant anacondas. Now, what's interesting about this movie, I remember people talking about how anacondas can't be that big and stuff like that when it came out. Well, did you know, I looked this up to verify it, which just makes me even more scared with my snake fear, that giant green anacondas can grow, and I wrote this down, can grow between 26 and 37 feet long and be between 500 and 800 pounds. That's a big snake. And in the movie, the biggest one, the queen anaconda, was supposed to be 40 feet and like 1,500 pounds. I believe it was. Y'all, that ain't all that far off, which kind of makes it very, very scary. And apparently there is a reticulating python that can get even bigger. And they found one in Brazil. Creepy. But that just added a whole other level to this creature feature. Now, this is one I would love to see come to 4K on physical media. I think it would be awesome. This is a classic creature feature with a hell of a cast put together. That kind of adds something to it. I couldn't leave Anaconda off the list, even though it's pretty well known. So it comes in at number 3. Now, at number 2 on the list, we go back to Roger Corman again, and this might be my favorite of his creature features, and it definitely moves into the exploitation territory. There is no doubt about that. I am talking about 1980s Humanoids from the Deep. Again, I got this recent 4K from Shout Studios Screen Factory here, and this movie looks incredible on this. Absolutely incredible. One of the best 4Ks I've seen. You get to see all of the amazing practical effects of these monsters because you have these humanoid sea creatures that come into this small seaside town. So you have this small town, isolated, creepy, something's going on in this small town atmosphere that I love so much, combined with an exploitation movie, a sexploitation movie, and a creature feature. What's not to love? You got great practical effects. They come out of the water because they need to mate with the women in town, and they're going to kill anybody that gets in their way. So because of that, you're going to see a lot of scantily clad and a lot of nude women in these scenes. You are going to get a lot of practical effects kills. The practical effects of the costumes themselves, I absolutely love. You're going to get explosions. You're going to get attacks. It's all going on in this small town. There's a beautiful night scene towards the end of the movie where there's like a fair going on and all this stuff is lit up and these monsters come out. It has everything you want, including a absolute ripoff of Alien towards the end of the movie that is absolutely shocking and you're not ready for it. There's really nothing in this movie that isn't fun, that isn't good if you like this type of movie. This is one of my highest recommends, and I absolutely love it. 100%. Humanoids from the Deep is an absolute blast that you have to have. One of my favorite Corman produced creature features and films overall out there. Humanoids from the Deep comes in at number 2 on the list. And that just leaves number 1. And like I said, you're not, so if you were looking for The Thing and all that kind of stuff, not here. Those are too big. The Thing is one of my favorite movies, and it is a hell of a creature feature, but shame on you if you don't know that one. So it is not here. This next one might fall into the category of one that you've heard of, but you skipped. It just got a beautiful new 4K restoration I covered on the channel. One of my favorite 80s sci-fi horror creature features. One of my favorite 80s horror movies in general. Absolutely love it. Just talked about the 4K on the channel. I am talking about Night of the Creeps. Man, so it was a battle between this one and Humanoids from the Deep for number 1. But in the end, I know Jason Lively a little bit, but Tom Atkins being in this movie just kicked it up one notch over Humanoids from the Deep, because I love Tom Atkins. I love hearing him say "thrill me" over and over and over again in this movie. He is worth the price of admission. Jason Lively does a great job in here. You have a bunch of space slugs, so to speak, that come to Earth and they start infecting the brains of people. So you have this sci-fi thing, but it turns the people into zombies that are attacking other people and spreading this alien slug plague, for lack of a better term. And you get a lot of practical effects in this. You're definitely exploiting the gore here, the kind of jump scares, the practical effects. That's what you're exploiting mostly in this movie. And it is so fun to watch. It is so fun to see Tom Atkins have a blast with this. At the end, it is just a showdown, free for all, and it is so much fun. It screams 80s. it screams practical effects, and it screams creature feature, and it is a hell of a fun ride. That puts it at number 1 on our list. You want to know more about it, check out my review on it. It is a must own, a must watch. Now, a lot of these you can try, like I said, on streaming before you buy, but I always recommend that you buy on physical media for the best quality, the best experience, the lack of censorship, and the pride of ownership of preserving all of these classics that we never want to forget. And that is my list of creature features that are just absolutely over the top and a hell of a lot of fun. But until next time, you guys, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. You can support the channel by joining my Patreon or my YouTube links here. Become a channel or Patreon member. Get your name in lights on every single video. Get behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking. If this is your first time here, I am a filmmaker. That's what I've done for the past 20 years or so. And I share all of that with you, and I absolutely love movies, so we do it all here. We do lists and recommendations like this. I do 4K physical media movie reviews. I do physical media news, all kinds of stuff, because I love it all, and I want to share it with you. If that's your jam, please hang around. I really do appreciate it, and until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Go watch some good creature features. Bye-bye.
I know.